Hi, Ashley. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Good.
Here. Looking
It's
forward.
Monday. Yeah, I
I'm
get it.
looking forward to meeting you all. So
Well, we're very lucky that you are here with us today. So thank you.
my pleasure. My pleasure.
And I know Christina's hopping on, so she will be here momentarily.
Okay. I'm going to be mute for a little bit, but just
Okay.
give me the high sign when we get started.
No problem.
Your meeting ID. Enter your participant ID.
Hello, everybody. We are so glad that you could be here with us today. I know that we're waiting for a couple other people to hop on so we can get started.
Hi, Christina. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good, Donna. How are you? Great. And welcome to all of our new students. We'll, as Ashley probably already said, we'll get started shortly, just giving everybody a couple more minutes. But we're very excited for you to start with us soon and glad that you could join us today to meet Donna and hear about the library. So
All right, it's 4:06. I think, Donna, whenever you're ready, I think we are probably good to go.
Okay, let me get myself going here. I'm going to go ahead and, hold on, I'm going to not use my video, but I'm going to share my screen and we can get started. Oh, there we go. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can see it, Donna.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure. Sometimes I forget to click the share screen thing. Okay, so this is what I'm going to use today. This is my slide presentation. And I just emailed Christine about a half an hour ago and let her know that when I'm through with this, I think this is all being recorded, but at the same time, I would also like to share these slides with you. So I can send them to Ashley and Christina. And if you want to, you can disperse to your students. So today, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me, and I'm looking forward to meeting all of you by way of Zoom. I think this is going to be a wonderful opportunity to get to know each other. And so today what I'm do is I'm going to talk about the Welch Medical Library and the resources and services that are available to you. Okay. My name is Donna Hesson, and I am a librarian, a public health librarian, or to use a modern trendy term, informationist at the Welch Medical Library. I do have this thought for the day that I found recently, and I think it is absolutely appropriate. And it's from a gentleman from 300 years ago, Dr. Samuel Johnson, who said, knowledge is of two kinds. We know a subject ourselves, or we know where we can find information upon it. And I think that's a very appropriate quote for us to know that you all know your topics, you know your subject area, but now I'm going to show you where you can find that information, or at least guide you in that direction. And that is the Welch Medical Library's website. This is what it is. It is at welch.jhmi.edu. You can see at the very top, https welch.jhmi.edu. I highly, highly encourage and recommend you all to bookmark it for easy access. I've seen so many students who'll go into Google and type in Welch Medical Library or Welch Library, which is fine, and that's okay. But that means it's just extra steps for you to try to remember where it is. If you bookmark this, then it's right there at your fingertips that when you begin to search. This is an IP address that vendors and publishers recognize. So always, always begin your search at this URL, because you are able to access journals, eBooks, and databases through this website, and it will recognize you as a Hopkins affiliate. That is quite key, okay? You will not, if you go through here, you will not be asked to pay or log into resources. You will have access to our library's catalog and our subscriptions by way of through the Welch Medical Library. And as I said, the vendors and publishers recognize that you are a Hopkins affiliate. The reason I say that is that, for instance, you go in and let's say you go to Google and you say, I want PubMed, and you go ahead and you type in PubMed, and that's a great resource. It's a wonderful research for medical and clinical and also public health resources. That's fine, because PubMed is free for everybody. But the big key here is that you have access to what is out there, but do you have access to the full text journal articles? If you go outside that URL, the Welch Medical Library's website, you will not have access to full text. What will happen, you will be told that you do not have permission to look at full text. And if you want, you can certainly, they'll be more than happy to send it to you with a charge of $45, and you have to send them your credit card, which I really don't think you need to do that. So that's why it's very, very important to go through the Welch Medical Library's website. You will have, just go through here, and how you do that, we have ways of off-campus access. So many of you are off-campus. We have two ways of doing it. We have easy proxy, and I'm talking easy. It cannot get any easier. And then there's also the virtual private network, also known as VPN. As you can see, on the little screen on the right, it says off campus. We have at the very top of our Welch Library's website, at the very top right-hand corner, you'll see a little word that says log in. You click on that, and then what happens, you will get a screen that says pick an account. That will be your Hopkins account. And then it will say, and if you've already entered your password before, it's going to say that, and you log in and boom, you're done. Cannot get any easier than that. Just do it and you will have no problems. There may be some instances where VPN is probably going to be needed, and we recommend it for extensive online research. It routes internet browsing through the campus network. And there also, as you can see, there's a VPN in your myjh.edu VPN. Okay, somebody has chatted here. Okay. All right. And also there's a thing. So when you go through the VPN, it's going to also have to do some Pulse Secure. It's like an authentication of some sort. It's not a problem. You just follow through, and there is a link below that says support.cs.jhu, etc. Okay. More than likely, you're going to be using Course Plus, which is a homegrown tool that the School of Public Health has developed for all the curricula that is there at the school, whether it be for the MPH program or any of the programs and any of the classes that are there. So this is what it looks like, and you just go there and just sign in. Now I'm going to talk to you, I'm going to walk you through a little bit at the main screen of the Welch Library's website. Key resources. First off, we have clinical tools. This is on the far left side under a column called Key Resources. Clinical tools. So for those of you who are clinicians or even nurses, there's a thing called Clinical Key for nursing, Dynamed, Lexicomp, Micromedics, Up to Date. These are mainly for clinicians. Now, the reason I'm pointing out Clinical Key here is that is one of the ones, even though I said you will not be asked to log in, Clinical Key does ask that to happen. So you just have to, and it's no big deal. You just simply register. There's no charge. I don't know why they want you to do it, but they just do it. Just as simple as that. Okay. Right below that is literature databases. Now, you see we have a list of 6. Oh, honey, we have got plenty more. We have hundreds of various databases that we have access to. These are the most common ones that are on the East Baltimore campus. As you can see, there's PubMed. There's CNUL, which is your cumulative index to nursing and allied health literature. Cochrane, which is the database of systematic reviews. Embase, which is I call it a European flavored PubMed coming out of the Netherlands, which is when people are using PubMed, we recommend people using also to search Embase. They complement each other. Yes, they overlap, but there are many cases where Embase will have far more than what PubMed. It just depends on their journals that they've listed. Okay. PsycInfo, obviously psychiatry, psychology, behavior, that sort of thing. And then Web of Science. Web of Science is it's a multidisciplinary database. It's not a specific subject. I mean, it covers huge areas of subjects. Let me tell you, we're talking your medical, your clinical, your nursing, your humanities, your social sciences, your business, your anthropology. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Okay. So that's what that's there for. And I just want to point out that if you're looking for something other than these 6, there is one that we have a tab that says databases, and you can search there as well. Okay. And just click on that. And if there is a database that you know of, you can check to see whether we have access to it or not. And then underneath is our research tools. Covidence, which is to help speed up systematic review process. Okay. EndNote Basic, which is a citation management tool. I couldn't think of the word. A citation management tool. It's very basic and very light. There's also library guides and also Refworks. Yes, you see some things that I've blacked out or white out. And the reason I did that is because the item above library guides, it says legacy Refworks. And the item below library guides says ProQuest Refworks. There have been two Refworks, two citation management tools with the same name, Refworks. Okay. I'm blocked that out. We are ultimately going to fix that because legacy Refworks is going to be phased. It's being phased out as we speak. So we don't recommend anybody to go into legacy Refworks if you wish. And I'm going to go into those citation management tools later on. Okay. So the one that's going to be left is going to be called Refworks. Okay. Now, I mentioned Web of Science being multidisciplinary. Well, there's this big white box that says Search Scopus. Well, Scopus is another one of those wonderful multidisciplinary databases. But I am telling you right now, do not use the white box. Please do not use it. It is essentially a Google search used for Scopus. I have had so many students who have used it and have come to me and said, that was the worst thing that they could ever have used. I think I may have, out of all the students that for the past few years, I've had one student that had some good luck with it. That doesn't bode well, does it? We had nothing to do with this white box, but we do encourage people to go where it says, and I've circled that, says access Scopus directly. You go there and you'll go right to Scopus and you'll begin to do the search. And because Scopus and Web of Science are multidisciplinary, you're going to be using keywords to build your search strategy, as opposed to PubMed and CINAHL and these other databases that have a controlled vocabulary. They have subject headings that are unique to their database. Okay, and you would use those. But these two, because they cover such a wide area of subjects, they can't have, there's just no way they could. So you would use keywords, okay? We also want to talk about, we do offer Welch classes. And as you can see in the middle of our screen, we have a list of the Welch classes. And I just put this in this morning, or I think yesterday it was, just to show you that we do have them on I think every 6 months, I'm not sure but we try to get them in from here until the end of December or the middle of December. So if you were interested in any of the classes, feel free to click on one of them and you can sign up. There is no charge whatsoever. I have there, as you can see, this is just a portion of the screen. You just scroll down a little bit to the end of the Welch classes and you will see a thing that says view all Welch classes. And you can see them listed from now until probably I think it's through September. I'm not sure. Okay, but you can try that. I've mentioned library guides. Library guides they're a synthesis of material and information that's out there. Believe me, we've sweated over these things for the number of years, and we try our best to keep them up to date. And we do our very best. But unfortunately, there are times when things get changed, the links get changed, things get dropped, whatever. So we do our best. If you have any questions or you go to one of these and something's not working, let us know and we'll be more than happy to reach out and see what we can do. But as you can see here, there's you click on guides by title and you start seeing a list of citation management. I'm just going to go to the next screen. Here is 21 guides that we have. Anything from global health resources, scholarly publishing and open access, expert searching, data resources for research, COVID-19 resources. As you can see, we try, let's put it this way, we try to cover all of these. But if something is not there, feel free to contact me. I'm more than happy to help and to guide you and to see. And if there's something that's missing or something's not working, let me know. And I will let our staff know who work with these things and make sure that they are done correctly. Locating and accessing materials, full text articles and print, okay? There are ways to access full text journal articles from a database like PubMed, Scopus, Web of Science, the library catalog, okay? We have a new service. It's been out about a year now, maybe 2 years now. I'm not sure, but it's called Lean Library. It is a browser plugin that you can use quickly and easily to access full text. Okay, you see on the right-hand side, you see a block that says Johns Hopkins Libraries, get access to the site. That thing is gonna, when you download that plugin into your web browser, as you're searching, this little box will pop up and say, yep, we have it, and it's very excited and it's very enthusiastic, because there can be times when it's like, okay, thank you for letting me know. And if we don't have it, they'll try to find it through, let's just say, open access option. They will do that's what this is all about, okay? All you have to do is go to leanlibrary.com. I have 2 web browsers on my computer. I have Chrome and I have Firefox. I use Firefox the most. And it knows, so Lean Library, it says add to Chrome. You're in Firefox, add to Firefox. All you do is click on that and boom, it's there. At the bottom left-hand corner, you can see a little box. That's my top right-hand corner of my web browser. And you see a little circle with LL. And it just tells me that I downloaded that plugin and it's raring to go. We also have another service called Find It. It is the oldest. It's one we've had for many, many years. It's also known as SFX. And we have at least 20,000 journals, probably more than that can be found through the Welch Medical Library's website. What you do is you find this gray bar, this gold bar, whatever, that says Find It at JH. That icon allows you to see all options of full text availability. For instance, this is the Find It menu. As you can see here, it says the Alaska's Greatest Disaster, which is coming from the Alaska Journal from 1986. Great, that's fantastic, but it's not available online. Now, there's 2 reasons why it's not available online. First of all, it is from 1986. Maybe it's just not available online at all. More than likely because we do not live in Alaska, that we do not subscribe to it. So either way, when that happens, you go down and it says request a copy from Interlibrary Loan. Simple as that. Interlibrary Loan, you click on that and we will show you how that all works momentarily. And if they happen to have a copy of this, maybe only in print, we can certainly get it for you. And it's not a problem. Nice segue into Interlibrary Loan and Document Delivery Service. You use this to request and receive items that we either do not own in electronic formats, such as journal articles, conference papers, etc. If we do not own these, we can certainly get them for you from another library, anywhere in the lower 48 states, okay? The turnaround time, it's about, if we actually have it at the Welch Library, it takes about 3 to 5 business days. It may take less than that, okay? But if we have to go outside of Hopkins, it takes an average time a week to 10 days. Now, we only have 3 people working in our Interlibrary Loan department, and we get hundreds of requests every day, and they sit there and they churn these babies out and they send them out, and they make sure they get the right information so they can send it to Penn State or to Stanford or Florida State or whatever library that needs to come from, okay? They will do what they'll do is that if you put in 20 requests, you can put up 20 per day. But I do recommend to students that if you do, they will do the first 5 per day. So you can do up to 20. That's okay. But I recommend to students that if you've got a whole bunch you want to get, probably doesn't happen, but if it does, pick the top 5 that you want the most, that are absolutely critical to your research. Put those in first, and then you can put the rest in. It is free of charge. There is no charge whatsoever. So by all means, if you are a current faculty, student, or staff here at Hopkins, it is free, okay? If you have any questions, you can contact the Interlibrary Loan Office at the phone number here, or they do also have an email address. And at the very top on the right-hand side, that's the HTTPS, that's the link. And as you notice in the main Welch Libraries page, on the right-hand side under a tab called Services, you can see just below that, under Reserves, there is a thing called Interlibrary Loan. Click on Request an Item. And all you do is you have to have a JET ID. There's no JET account whatsoever. You click on that. Again, you'll get the little screen that says pick an account. And then you do that, and then it's going to enter your password, and then you sign in, and that's all there is to it. And this is what happens, okay? We just recently, last month, at the end of last month, came up with a brand new interlibrary loan interface. This is brand new, hot off the presses, as they say. It looks like this. I don't have any electronic delivery requests at this time, but that's okay. I can then go and I've logged in as D. Hesson 1. And right there, place a request, an article. Now, for those of you who are not on, you're only online, a book is not going to be helpful, but we could get maybe some pages from a book or a book chapter, a single book chapter, that sort of thing, okay? So it's mostly going to be journal articles. So you can pick on that. And this is the article request. If you have a DOI, you can put that in there and it resolves and it will fill out the form quick and easy. Same thing if you had a record in PubMed, and each PubMed record has a unique number called a PMID. You could just put that in there and it will fill the whole thing out. And then you just scroll down to the bottom and you submit request. And that's all you have to do. You can also look at your request history to see all your requests. Are there any requests that's been canceled, completed requests, etc. Okay, and notification history. There is Get Help. That Get Help is going to get you through our interlibrary, the Interlibrary Loan Office. And as you can see, they're logged in as D. Hesson 1. I can simply log out. Any questions at this time? Okay, I want to show you and tell you about our catalyst, or known as the JHU Libraries catalog. It is in that main section where you saw articles, journals, databases. As you go there, you just click on that bottom tab that says Books, Journals, and Media. And it's simply search Catalyst. This is our online card catalog. So you can check to see whether we have any of the materials that you're looking for. Right there. For example, for eBooks and eJournals, the first one at the top, it says The Gordis Epidemiology by David Celentano and Moises Sklo, Dr. Sklo. This is from 2019. This is a 6th edition. It is available as an ebook. Notice I've pointed to clinicalkey.com. We get this particular ebook through Clinical Key. And if you want to just read the item on your computer, you're welcome to do that. But if you wanted to download a particular chapter, whatever, that's where you've got to register. Again, there's no charge for it. You just have to do it and just say whatever and do it. The next little screen down there, it's for Health and Place. Those are for eJournals, okay? And as you can see there, Health and Place is a wonderful journal. And you can see we have a couple of options for online access. Those are going to be in small print, so just read carefully which one you want to pick. Sometimes there could be 1 or 2, some could be 6 or 7. It just depends on the journal and what publisher. I've mentioned there is the Sheridan Libraries, also known as the Eisenhower Library. And that's their web address. And you're certainly welcome to use them. As I said, all things in regards to the public health, medicine, and nursing, use the Welch Medical Library's website. Okay, but here, these are going to be things on economics, anthropology, social sciences, things that not normally used or not covered on our campus. The Eisenhower Library would have that. Okay. I've pointed this out because many times I've had students in the past, they're asking questions about, do we have access to newspapers? Okay, yes, we do. Baltimore Sun, the New York Times, LA Times, Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, that sort of thing, as you can see here. And also, this is just the top part of this list of newspapers. As you scroll down, you can look at images. There's some international newspapers are listed, as well as other US newspapers. At the very top of under core databases, there's one called Access World News Research Collection. I happen to enjoy this because I find it rather interesting. Okay, there's that. Because this one really covers, as you can see, it covers the world. As you can see here, it's a comprehensive collection of reliable news sources. And as you can see, in Asia, there's over 1,000 sources that you can look at. Goodness gracious. Okay. There's also the Middle East, there's North America, South America. And below that are some blue tabs that you can see: the Hispanic life in America, Black life in America, US papers, USA, Maryland, Access News Wires, Access Business News, and news magazines, that sort of thing. So you can see this is a really nice, it is a little overwhelming, I will say this, but if you're interested in a specific newspaper, you can look at that list under the core and the list under that newspapers. As I mentioned before, there is Refworks, and I'm talking about citation management tools. This is extraordinarily important, especially when you're doing papers for an assignment or final paper, that sort of thing. If you're not familiar with a citation management tool, they are sometimes called citation managers, reference management tools, reference managers. They all mean the same thing. And what they do is they enable you to store, organize, annotate, and share your references for research. And as that mug says, keep calm and get organized. It helps you to keep organized. When you are, and I will tell you this, I've been working with the School of Public Health since 1986. And I know that there's a lot of reading and there's a lot of stuff out there that the School of Public Health, there's just the world is your oyster in regards to research and information. And it is to your benefit to stay organized. I just said this morning to a student. When I was in college, and it was maybe in computer time, it's probably 100 years ago, I used a box with index cards. That's how I kept organized. And here, everything is available electronically for you. And the best part of these tools, and I wish I had this when I was in college, is that using a word processor like Word, you can connect your citation management tool to Word. There's a communication, and as you type your paper, you are inserting in-text citations into your paper, and at the very end, you flip a switch and your references are all done. Oh my gosh. It just seems like the sky has opened and the birds are singing, etc. It's just wonderful. And you can use whatever output style you're comfortable with. That could be AMA, APA, Chicago. There's hundreds of different output styles. Okay. We support these. There's Refworks. There's EndNote. Now, I know that some people said we need to use EndNotes. Please don't. I wish people would not say that because it is confusing. There is a tool called EndNote. And there's one that's the desktop. There's EndNote Basic. There's Mendeley. And there's Zotero. We will provide support to those. Okay. Whichever one you want to use, feel free to do them. I'm just saying that it would be in your best interest to pick one and be able to use it. Okay. We have a citation management tools library guide. As I mentioned under library and research guides, as you click on guides, it's the very first one on the list. And in there, we have a table comparison of those various tools, as you can see right here. There's Refworks, EndNote Basic, Mendeley, and Zotero. I've circled EndNote because The EndNote desktop is the one that you have to pay. The other ones are free. Okay. There is a student discount through On the Hub. You can go through there. I think it's about $113 if you so incline. If you already have one, if you're already using one from your other university, that sort of thing. Don't hesitate to continue to use it. Go ahead. You know, you don't need to change. Okay. And I say this to everybody. These are all wonderful tools. They come with their own set of strengths and weaknesses. So depending on your goals, one of them is going to do the job for you. Okay. And I think, and they all do the same thing. They will store, they will share, they will organize, that sort of thing. And also using Microsoft Word or using a word processor, able to populate your paper as you go along and to format the bibliography. They're just wonderful tools to have. Here, I'm just giving you an idea of each one of them. This is EndNote, endnote.com. And at the very bottom, you can see there, it says videos. You can click on that and you can see they actually have a wonderful set of videos on what EndNote does and how to use it if you feel so. EndNote Basic, it was formerly EndNote Web. It's okay. It's not the greatest, but it's there. Okay. And you can just simply, if you just needed like a one and done sort of thing, you can certainly do this. Just register and you just go in and just go ahead and fill it out, you know, and just go ahead. And it's through Claravit. Mendeley is a tool that is coming from at the Elsevier company, Elsevier Publishers. And at the very bottom, they have a YouTube channel that shows you how to use Mendeley. Okay. And I've given you their list, their URL, so you can just simply download. Zotero is the one that's kind of a different little guy. It's not owned by anybody, any company or a corporation. It is actually an open source product. And right there at the very bottom, it says zotero.org/support. And it's just simply like an outline of what they can do. But excuse me, I found, to my surprise, there are a lot of YouTube videos on how to use Zotero. And this particular one, it just caught my eye, and it was a lovely, wonderful, the gentleman who put it together, it was a really nice overview of how to use Zotero. So I highly recommend any one of these are going to be fine for you. Okay. Things to remember. EndNote Basic is available free through our subscription of Web of Science. That's how we're getting EndNote Basic. Okay. Mendeley and Zotero are free web-based tools. Just go to their website and download it. And as you can see, they do have videos on how to use them. Again, the EndNote desktop is the one that you have to purchase. The other one that I want to talk about is Refworks. I'm just going to mention it to you all because if you need, we do have some Welch classes coming up in regards to how to use Refworks, or I also teach Refworks as well. So I'm happy to meet with you all, meet with one or two of you. However, it's not a problem. I'm happy to do that. Refworks is one that is free for everybody because we have an institution-wide subscription to it. Our Hopkins IT people have purchased this, and we have like as I said, a subscription or a license for everyone to have it for free. Okay. It's free to all members of the Hopkins community. Okay. But it works very much the same way as those other ones. I'm going to put this up here because we do have some instructional videos. Unfortunately, some of these videos are outdated just because we made some changes. For instance, a good one is using, there's one that says using WellDoc, Johns Hopkins Interlibrary Loan Service. Well, WellDoc is the one that has been discontinued, and now we have a new interface. So these things just happen, and it's just going to take us time to update these videos. Okay, but we have class recordings, etc. So you can see here, there's Welch tips sheets, open educational resources, and there are more Welch guides. So you can see that. I put this up a few weeks ago for the new students, and I just said, keep calm and ask a librarian. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you. I'm here. If you have any questions whatsoever, please just give me just send me an email. And here is my information. Okay. My name, my email address. And if you happen to be on campus, if you happen to be in the Baltimore area and on campus, I have been setting up twice, Tuesdays and Wednesdays every week. I sit at the main public health building at a table, and you can stop by if you happen to be in the area. If not, I'm here at home, working from home, and I can certainly do Zoom. So here's all this information. So, and that's all I have. And for some of you who are not familiar with it, that is Alex Trebek, who was the longtime host of Jeopardy, the trivia game. And yes, I was on Jeopardy back in 2013. So, and that is an actual honest to goodness picture of me. So does anybody have any questions? And if there's something I wasn't clear on, please let me know. So please, I open this up for any questions that you may have.
No questions. Very helpful. Very, very helpful.
That's why I love doing this, because I really want to make sure people are aware of it. I mean, I know a lot of organizations just say, here's a video, here, run with it. Well, you know, there is a human touch to this, and I really want to make people be aware that I am here to help you all. I have worked with other OPAL students in the past, and they all have said, this was wonderful. I just wish we had had this at the beginning. And so I have reached out to the OPAL program, and that's why you're the first group that I've ever have had to do this. And I'm really excited to meet you all and to, let's see, okay, stop sharing. Come on, there we go. So I'm happy, more than happy to help in any way I can. Any other questions? There's a lot here, I know, and it's one of those things where I can give you this hour and we have this recording, and that is great, but I will also send you the slides. So please don't hesitate to contact me. Anything else? I don't know. Do I stop the, oh, I guess I can stop the recording. Oh, cool. So I'm going to stop the recording now.